Imagine this, a group of 5 friends excited for a night of adventure in the Whispering Woods, a forest filled with legend and mystery. Their journey begins on an ordinary afternoon, the sun casting long shadows between the trees. The air is ripe with the scent of pine and damp earth, the woods alive with the rustle of leaves and distant bird calls. The friends, eager and full of life, are unaware of the ancient secrets that these woods hold. The Whispering Woods, as locals call it, is shrouded in tales as old as time. Legends speak of strange apparitions, eerie noises and unexplained phenomena. Some say the woods are cursed, others believe they are haunted. But these stories are dismissed as folklore, tales to keep children away from the treacherous terrain and the dangers that lie within. Our friends, however, are not children. They are thrill-seekers, unafraid of ghost stories and old wives' tales. They venture deeper into the woods, their laughter echoing amongst the trees. But as they journey further, the woods start to change. The birdsong quiets, the wind stills, and an unsettling silence descends. The friends pause, the first seeds of unease sown. They can't shake off the feeling of being watched, the sensation of 1,000 unseen eyes upon them. But they press on, their spirits buoyed by the anticipation of the adventure that awaits. As the sun begins to set, the woods come alive in a different way. Shadows lengthen, and the trees seem to whisper amongst themselves. A chill runs down their spines as they realize that the legends may not be just stories. The woods are alive, and they are not alone. The once familiar path now seems alien, the darkness transforming the landscape into a labyrinth of shadows. They can feel it now. Something moves in the periphery of their vision, always just out of sight, yet close enough to send shivers down their spines. As the sun sets, they realize they are not alone. Something lurks in the shadows, watching, waiting. Next, we find a lone camper drawn to an abandoned cabin deep within the woods. The allure of the unknown beckons him, curiosity overcoming any sense of trepidation. This cabin, a relic of a time long past, stands alone, a testament to the relentless march of time. As he approaches, the stillness of the forest wraps around him, an eerie silence hanging in the air. The cabin, weather-beaten and aged, holds a sense of forlorn desolation, its windows like hollow eyes staring back at him. The door creaks on its hinges as he pushes it open, a chilling draft escaping from within. Inside, the cabin is cloaked in shadows, the faint, musty scent of decay filling the air. Dust motes dance in the slivers of dim light that filter through the boarded-up windows, adding to the spectral ambience. The remnants of the past linger on, furniture draped in dust covers, abandoned and forgotten. As night descends, the atmosphere within the cabin shifts. The air grows heavier, the shadows deeper, the silence more deafening. A chill runs down his spine, an instinctual warning of unseen dangers. He hears soft whispers, a murmuring echo of a time long past. They grow louder, more insistent, the words indistinguishable, but the terror they instill all too clear. Suddenly, objects begin to move on their own accord, an unseen force manipulating them. Doors slam shut, windows rattle, the temperature plunges, the whispers morph into wails, reverberating within the cabin's walls. The camper, now a prisoner in this haunted dwelling, is gripped by a fear so profound it chills him to his very core. The cabin, once a refuge, is now a trap, its spectral inhabitants relentless in their torment. The past and the present blur, the boundary between the living and the dead erased. The lone camper, entrapped in this nightmare, is a plaything for the spirits that refuse to rest. There is an unseen presence in the cabin, a remnant of the past that refuses to let him leave. Our third tale takes us to a family camping trip that descends into terror. Imagine a typical family embarking on an innocent adventure, their hearts light with the joy of togetherness and the thrill of the great outdoors. Little did they know, they were about to stumble upon a chilling secret that had been hidden for centuries. Deep within the forest, concealed under a thick layer of fallen leaves and moss, they discovered an ancient burial ground. A circle of stone markers, each etched with symbols of a long-forgotten language, stood as silent sentinels guarding the resting place of those who once walked the earth. The air was heavy with the weight of centuries past, and an eerie stillness hung over the scene. Intrigued, they began to explore, their curiosity piqued by the mystery of the ancient site. Digging into the soft earth, they unearthed artifacts of a time long gone. Crude pottery, animal bones, and most chilling of all, human remains. The small skeletal fragments bore the marks of a violent end, sending a shiver of unease rippling through the group. But it was too late. They had already disturbed the resting place of the ancient ones. As night fell, the forest came alive with an unnatural energy. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it the echoes of ancient chants and the cries of tormented souls. The family huddled together in their tent, fear seeping into their hearts as the sounds of the night grew more menacing. Suddenly the ground beneath them began to tremble, shaking their tent and rattling their bones. A spectral figure, glowing with an ethereal light, emerged from the burial mound. With a shriek that echoed through the forest, it made its presence known. The vengeful spirit of the burial ground had awoken, and it was not pleased. The family watched in horror as the ghostly figure floated towards them, its hollow eyes filled with an ancient rage. They had disturbed its eternal rest, and now it sought revenge. In the end, they managed to escape, their hearts pounding with fear as they fled through the darkness. But they left behind a piece of themselves that night, a piece that would forever be haunted by the terror of the ancient burial ground. They have disturbed something ancient, something that seeks revenge. As we leave the family to their fate, we are reminded of the dangers that lurk within the shadows of the forest. The next time you venture into the great outdoors, remember their story. For in the heart of nature, ancient secrets lie buried, waiting to be discovered. But be warned, not all secrets are meant to be unearthed. Finally, we join a group of backpackers lost in the wilderness, their hope fading with each passing moment. They had set out with a spirit of adventure, their backpacks brimming with supplies and enthusiasm. But as the days turned into nights and familiar trails gave way to uncharted territory, their confidence began to dwindle, replaced by a gnawing fear that they were not where they were supposed to be. The wilderness, once a playground, now seemed a labyrinth of despair. The trees, once their shelter, now towered over them like menacing sentinels. The silence of the forest was no longer peaceful. It was a haunting symphony of the unknown, amplifying their isolation. Their supplies were running critically low. Each rationed bite of food, every drop of water, was a stark reminder of their grim situation. The nights were the worst. The darkness was absolute, swallowing everything in its path. The fire, their only source of light and warmth, flickered precariously, casting long, eerie shadows that danced and twisted around them. But it wasn't just the fear of starvation or exposure that gnawed at their spirits. It was the sense of being watched, the feeling that they were not alone. The strange rustling in the underbrush, the snapping of twigs in the distance, the inexplicable cold spots. They all pointed to a presence that was not just part of the wilderness. This presence was malevolent, an entity that seemed to be stalking them, waiting for the right moment. It toyed with them, leaving strange markings on tree trunks, moving their belongings when they slept, echoing their whispers back to them in the dead of night. It was relentless, tireless, a predator playing with its prey. They are not alone in the wilderness. Something is hunting them. A sinister force, a spectre of the forest, biding its time. As they huddle together, their breaths shallow and hearts pounding, they know that they are part of a terrifying tale that has yet to reach its climax. And in the heart of the wilderness, under the cold gaze of a million stars, their story continues to unravel. And so we conclude our chilling journey with 4 terrifying camping horror stories we'll never forget. We ventured into the Whispering Woods, where 5 friends found themselves entangled in a horrifying web of fear, stalked by the unseen. Then we discovered the hidden terror of an abandoned cabin, where a lone camper was haunted by the past and a relentless presence that wouldn't let him leave. We unearthed the ancient burial ground that turned a family's camping trip into a nightmarish ordeal, awakening a vengeful spirit hell-bent on revenge. And finally, we found ourselves lost in the wilderness with a group of backpackers, their dwindling supplies, and the realization that something sinister was watching them, lurking among the trees. In the end, we've learned that the woods are not just a place of beauty and tranquility, but also a realm of unknown terrors and chilling stories. Remember, once you enter the woods, you may never escape. Good luck and sweet dreams. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching Nocturnal Nightmares TV.